The other day I tried to record this story for you called Penguin's Big Adventure, and I pushed the wrong button and it recorded it very fast. It was really silly and I could not send it to you. And by the time I realized it, it was too late. So today I'll try again. But first let me tell you about what I'm wearing. I got a gift in the mail from Sequim, Washington, from your cousins Benjamin and Caleb. And part of the gift was these hugs they made me. This is Caleb's little hands. This is Benjamin's. So I just sent them a thank you card, except it was a video thank you card. So I put on these hugs so they would know how much I loved getting them. And I wanted you to see them because I think it was a really cute idea. And I wanted you to spend just a little time thinking about your cousins, Benjamin and Caleb. All right, now let's try this book, Penguin's Big Adventure, written and illustrated by Selena Yoon. One day, Penguin had a big idea. He wanted to do something no penguin had ever done. He wanted to be the first penguin ever to set foot on the North Pole. You know, penguins live on the South Pole in Antarctica, not the North Pole. He looked at a map and said, it is 12,436 miles away. That is a very long way. Penguin planned and packed. He rolled up his adventure map and set off. Here's Penguin, looking at his map with his backpack on his back. I can see you better this way. But before his first mile, Penguin saw Emily sewing. Emily, I know somebody with that name. Do you? This looks like a very nice quilt, said Penguin, and the brightest I've ever seen. Emily was sewing a quilt. Maybe someday the girl I know named Emily will sew a quilt. Before Penguin reached his second mile, he saw his little brother Pumpkin weaving. That is a fine basket, Pumpkin, said Penguin, and the biggest I've ever seen. When you weave, you take a couple of pieces of some kind of material and you crisscross them until you weave them together into something like this basket, which makes a very tight container. When Mommy braids your hair, she is doing a style of weaving. Right before his third mile, he saw Bootsy braiding the longest rope he'd ever seen. And Penguin said, "Can I help?" And Bootsy said, "I don't want to tie you up, Penguin. You have so far to go." Then Penguin set off for the other side of the world while his busy friends worked on their own world records. Penguin passed through his favorite places and visited with old friends. In the forest, he visited with his friend Pinecone. By the beach, he visited with his friend Lobster, who said, "Cowabunga." He had a whale of a time. He saw these birds and they said, "Our friend, the knitting penguin." And now he's riding on a whale saying, "Whee!" And look, the whale is wearing like a knitted sweater. Do whales wear sweaters? Finally, Penguin reached the North Pole. And he's that little dot. And he's saying, "I am on top of the world." Beep boop. Penguin threw confetti. He turned cartwheels. And he planted a sign that said, "Penguin was here." Penguin shouted, "Hooray!" And it echoed across the ice. "Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!" Nobody answered. Penguin was suddenly lonely and afraid. But he was not alone. What's that he saw? You know what that is, right? Penguin saw a polar bear, and Penguin said, "Ugh," and a polar bear said, "Oh." Penguin had never seen a polar bear, and in his mind, polar bears did that. And polar bear had never seen a penguin. Wait till you see what the polar bear thought about penguins. He thought it was a karate penguin. Do you think that? They were both scared. Penguin and polar bear smiled, and it wasn't so scary anymore. Polar bear asked Penguin, "Do you wear a black belt?" And Penguin said, "No, I wear an orange scarf." Penguin said, "Do you have big sharp teeth?" Polar bear said, "No, but one might be coming in." He must be a young polar bear if he's still getting new teeth. Together they went on a North Pole adventure. They went whale watching, they built ice forts, and they explored the Arctic Sea. And they welcomed more visitors. Look who it is. And look, this is the basket they were weaving, and here are the ropes they were braiding, and I wonder if this is the quilt they were making. They used it to make a hot air balloon. That's pretty cool. Then it was time for the new friends to say goodbye. Penguin left Polar Bear his adventure map. He did not need it anymore. And they hugged, of course, because when you say goodbye, you always hug. Because the best part of having an adventure is... what's the best part of having an adventure? These geese flying by are saying, "I didn't know penguins could fly." Well, the best part of having an adventure is coming home. Look, his friends have written in the snow, "Welcome home." They're coming in for a landing. And that's the end of Penguin's Big Adventure. Now here are some world records they set. Penguin was the first penguin to set foot on the North Pole. And his certificate was certified by Grandpa, and it was witnessed by Polar Bear. Polar Bear was the first polar bear to meet a penguin. Grandpa certified that too, and Penguin witnessed it. And there's a map of the world. Okay, I hope I recorded this story properly. I felt really silly with what I did the last time. And I hope I get to see you soon. I love you. Bye-bye.